And we're live, I hope. Cheers, everyone. Just a tester, only new to YouTube. Gonna go a little long branch. Yeah! Just playing around with the channel, seeing how it goes. If anyone's out there, that'd be cool. I've had a pretty cool day just hanging out on Harry Bluenose's stream over in the UK. Great bloke. I thought it's a good time to go for a little whiskey, a little bourbon. Had a few good beers. I see Alex is in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Cheers, dude. Yeah, this is just a bit of a random live just to see how things work out, and if it goes to plan, then we can start doing some reviews and stuff. Yeah, boy. Cheers, peeps. At the moment, obviously, I don't have many subscribers because I haven't done any videos, but yeah, you got to start somewhere. Most people that are subscribed to me know me through the beer community, so some good times ahead. This is quite the tasty bourbon. It's even proper glassware. It's the one that old mate Matthew McConaughey promotes. All right, all right, all right. Just on the nose, it's quite strong, yeah, you get really strong boozy quality, but caramel. It's like a little bit of orange, I reckon. And like a woodsy sort of character, like oak. Maybe a hint of vanilla. Haven't had many spirits lately, so it's good to go something a little different. Break up the beer every now and then. I do have some beers though. Yeah, I went a little bit late with this one. Like, obviously for Australian time, it's good, but yeah, most of the English and the Americans are asleep. So, but at the end of the day, it's just pretty much just a tester to see how it all works, and hopefully it's actually streaming on YouTube as we speak. I don't know if you can hear, but yeah, there's some like real rowdy birds outside. It's pretty insane. They're either trying to mate or they're fighting. One thing you love about like drinking whiskey is just that warming sensation. I'd love to be more of a whiskey boy, but it's just too expensive. I can't do it. I spend too much on craft beer every year and or every week, should I say, and whiskey and vodka and all the spirits are just so expensive in Australia. It's ridiculous. Like I'm not sure how much in America you guys pay for this, but I got it on special for 60 something dollars. I bet you it's only like 20 or 30 in America. So if anyone's out there, any plans for New Year's Eve? Just another day for me. I feel it's one of those days I feel it's a bit overrated. But yeah, obviously when you're a bit younger and stuff, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna crack a beer just to break up the booze. Just a basic bitch. This is Furphy. It's by Little Creatures. They're a brewery out of Geelong, which is regional, like close to me. It's good summer smasher. Drinking straight out of the can. So yeah, hopefully everything's going okay with this live. Like, all I want is for it to work okay, and then I know it's all good, and I can go further from here. Because obviously, I've had many people tell me for ages I need to start a channel, and it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. We were going to do it earlier when there was a couple of us, but yeah, we just got a bit carried away. An old Joshy boy from last beer went on to Instagram Live. What a dickhead. We need some tunes. So the question I'm going to ask when people watch is, where you're from and what are you drinking? Hopefully Santa come to everyone. He doesn't come to my place. Christmas is a little bit grim for me. But yeah, it's good to have a few days off this time of the year. Apparently these guys were like a water company back in the day. It's pretty cool. Another thing I've thought about is, like, obviously I'm in my lounge room right now. I've always just sort of had this set up here with the laptop. I've thought about going into the kitchen, like setting it up on the dining table, and then like having something behind me that's sort of a bit more exciting, like a couple of art prints or maybe some beers or whatever behind me. But yeah, it's just hard trying to find that spot that's like comfortable but also has like good lighting and shit. Tell you what, I'll take that over that any day. Ooh, smells so good. Let's see what it says. It says nothing. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey refined with oak and Texas mesquite charcoals. When I bought it, I felt like it was really light, like color wise. Like in my lighting's like really dull, so it doesn't help it. I just felt like it was like really light, like it was really watered down. But yeah, on taste and aroma and that, it's perfectly fine. And then previous to this, I had this bad boy here. Bourbon Barrel Aged Impy Stout. Nocturne, whatever the hell that is. I know the term nocturnal, but not nocturne. And yeah, it was an impy stout, but it was like very like a dark tan in color. It was really weird, but I feel like it was like adjunct heavy. They were trying to make it like an Anzac biscuit stout, and it had caramel. I reckon it had cocoa nibs. I reckon it was heavy on the caramel and biscuity sort of malt, and coconut, and then vanilla. And it just like instead of being like jet black and like in your face, it was like really like dark brown and oily. It didn't look the part, but it was real tasty. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then yeah, I think most of the day I've had sort of lighter beers. Like I haven't had much hype today, even though I've got like quite a bit in the fridge. So anyone out there, like, what sports do you follow? Who's your team? For me, like, I obviously love my Aussie sports, but I love my American stuff as well. So, I mean, I've got the NOLA hat on. I'm not, as far as NBA goes, I don't, like, even though I've got a NOLA hat on, I'm not, like, loyal to that team. Like, NBA has always been tough for me because, like, players just move around so much and it drives me nuts. Like, whereas, in the NFL, I've been a Vikings fan since I was a kid. NHL, I love the Leafs, which is yeah a little bit different. And then yeah, baseball. Baseball always had a spot for the Blue Jays, but yeah, I've never got into baseball as much as the other sports. And then yeah, over in England, like I'm a Liverpool fan, soccer slash football. And then yeah, in Australia, my two teams are Melbourne based, like football and rugby league. It's nothing better when your sports team's doing well. Like it lifts you up, especially if you can go to games and like yeah, it's a good feeling. There's a big German Shepherd across the road, and he's just always barking. It's annoying, but I'm a dog lover, and he's a good boy, so he's probably just being protective of what's going on around him. So he can bark all night for all I care. It's funny when they say like, yeah, when you go live on YouTube or whatever, like if there's not many people around, it's hard to talk. But yeah, I don't know, like I'm one of those people I can just talk shit at the best of times. Doesn't really worry me. I feel like if there was like chat going and people were there, yeah, it wouldn't worry me at all. Even if you just got that one person to bounce off. But yeah, I've at the at the end of the day, I've just gone live at a stupid time, like where I mean, it suits me in Australia, but yeah, everyone else is like no one's around, so I just wanted to test it out. Like when I end it, I just hope that it sort of pops up and I know that it's worked, and then can sort of build from there. it'd be one of those streams that like probably get deleted afterwards anyway. So. It'd be just cool if I knew like someone was in the chat or like wanted to join or whatever, then I know that it's working for sure. I'm still like a little bit apprehensive. But yeah, like I feel like just with the channel going forward, just from what I've seen with other beer reviewers, and I don't know, I feel like what I want to do, I want to do live stuff. I feel like I'm not really, I'm not in for the whole doing reviews and doing edits and putting them up. I actually feel like my thing's going to be more live, where I can do like for me, because I've already done like live reviews with like some of my favorite people and stuff in the community, and that's where it's at for me. Like I feel like live reviews, especially like being in Australia, being able to share the same beer with someone like other side of the world, like it's so rad. Like it's cool. Like, something cool about it. Just being able to share the same beer with a mate, different spot of the world, and like compare your thoughts and like sorry for my burping. Is there something cool about it? Like I'll do the occasional solo review, but yeah, like I feel like the whole duo or the group review thing live is like that's where I'm at. Like I've already got there's a few that I've sort of got lined up that I want to do. So that's why I'm like doing this sort of thing now. I just want to make sure this works. And if there's any trolls out there that try to come in, boom. That beer went down like a dream. No, not really. It was just easy, crushable. Another one of these. Yeah, boy. Gotta love those bad boys. It's a nice looking bottle. I like it. All right, all right, all right. So any of the peeps out there, if you're not beer drinkers, like what's your poison? What do you prefer to drink and like why? I mean, when I was younger, I got into craft beer fairly early, but I wasn't into it when I was like late teens, early 20s. I was always more sort of like maybe like bourbon, Sambuca, like Jaeger. Like I used to drink all the spirits and like mix them with like soft drinks. It seems lame, but yeah, like back in the day, it was the shit. I mean, yeah, I always used to drink beer, but just I think craft beer was sort of a bit slower to come into the Australian market. Like craft beer, you'd hear about it over in America, like maybe when I was maybe mid 20s, late 20s. But yeah, like we get stuff over here, and it was always sort of overpriced and tasted like shit. And like I always just thought, like, what's going on? Like this can't be this can't be how it is. Like this is ridiculous. But I think most of the time the beers that we got over here, they're actually decent beers, but they're always like aged. Like we'd get some good quality like breweries, like we'd have like Clown Shoes and Sierra Nevada and Stone and that sort of stuff, but it'd all be like fucking a year old. And then you'd be like, it all tastes like shit. Like, what's going on? Why? What's the hype with this, and why are we paying so much? And then you sort of, yeah, you start to learn like that. Yeah, most of it's like been sitting for ages, and you try something fresh, especially like if you knew someone that was from America or someone that come back from America and they had some beer and you taste it and you're like, wow, this is fucking amazing. Like that's when it was cool. You'd like shit. Craft beer is the shit. It's awesome. These days, like, yeah, we get so much hype over here, but sometimes we'll get stuff within like a month or two, and that's like exceptional. But we still get a couple of shady ones every now and then, like 5, 6, 7 months old. It's like, sometimes you can do that when it's Australian, but when you're paying top dollar, you don't want to pay like $20 for a beer and it's like fucking 7 months old. Anyway, I'm going another long branch. Woo! Another question for the peeps out there. What's your current music you're listening to? Whether it be like a particular song or an artist or an album. One thing that shits me these days, like with the whole Spotify and Apple Music and all that shit, I feel like people don't listen to albums anymore. And it's like it sucks. Because artists like, yeah, they bleed to bust out some good content, some good tunes for the peeps. And yeah, it's like a lot of people out there these days, all these peeps that haven't had to struggle to get their tunes. They listen to like one song from a particular artist, and it's like you gotta listen to the whole jam. Come on. I miss the days of vinyl. I miss the days of cassettes and CDs. There's been some really good rock albums this year. And I feel like because of the way the world's changed with the whole streaming and shit, they haven't got the they haven't got the credit that they deserve. I've felt that way for the last few years, actually. I feel like there's been some really good albums and yeah, just nothing. Oh yeah, this song it's good, but it's not like their old stuff. Yeah, one thing I used to do when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I used to go to heaps of gigs. And it was fucking awesome. Like, great time in my life. And yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe like relationships, whatever job I was in at the time, what I don't know, like financial. I don't know what was going on, but for like probably 5 to 10 years, I stopped going to gigs, and yeah, just in the last year, I've started going again, and like yeah, I'm like fuck yeah, this is my shit. I miss this stuff. Like I've been to 3 gigs now in the last probably like 6 months. And I've got a couple more lined up, and yeah, it's just when you're at a gig and it's like a band you love and you're singing and you're fucking moving and having a drink or whatever, and there's nothing better. It's so rad. I mean, sometimes you might get a shit performance, but most of the bands I've seen lately have killed it. I seen Royal Blood a couple of weeks ago at Festival Hall in Melbourne. Two-piece band. You would not believe the amount of noise that those boys create from a two-piece band. It's just like fuck me. So good. And like, yeah, they've got I think Royal Blood now have like 4 albums. And they played like they played songs off all 4 albums. Like they really mix it up. They work the crowd. Yeah, just like so good. Old mate Ben on the drums smashed out this massive drum solo. Mike was like, yeah, just working the crowd, like busting out all this shit with like time and space, and yeah, just and like festival halls like this. It's like an old school theatre, and like most venues will run like long ways, like I don't know, sort of as you say, like north to south from the stage. Will be like there'd be heaps of room and then very like narrow. Whereas festival halls the other way around, it's sort of like it's widthways but not very far back. And like people sit in the stands on the side, and like I had general admission, so I could go wherever I wanted standing. So I've come in and I got there like relatively late, just because I've been at breweries and shit throughout the day. And I went and got a couple of beers, come up towards the stage. Royal Blood were about to start. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going hard in. I'm going to get as close as I can. I got there late, and like I reckon within probably 20 minutes after getting it, I think I got a Jack and Coke and like an Aussie craft beer. I went up, and I reckon I was about fucking 10 meters away from Mike on stage, like the lead dude, Royal Blood. It's like, this is the sort of shit I love. You can't get this at a stadium. And yeah, just so much noise for a two-piece band. It was so good. Cheers. This is what I normally say to people when they annoy me. But yeah, I know there's not much going on with this live, and it's probably a bit boring to the outsiders and not many people interacting and shit because of the time. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to jump up here and make sure it worked. That's all it was. I probably should, as I said earlier, I probably should have done it when there was like other people keen to join and stuff. But I'm an Aussie. We can't please everyone. We're other side of the world, so time difference. If anyone jumps up and pops in the chat, I'll just know. I'll be like, yes, it works. One thing I want to do is like I want to have like when you have the thing down the bottom, like the banner scrolling across. I want to just like recommend peeps that I love in the community. So like sort of like a shout out sort of thing. That'd be pretty cool. The beer community is fucking awesome. So many good peeps from all around the world too. Like ever since I got into like the whole beer on YouTube, let's be honest, it was one of my first peeps was Craig from Kent Beer Reviews, and that was like fucking years ago. And like Peter from the Master of Hobbits. Like, yeah, just such good people, and like, yeah, it's like everyone's sort of looking out for each other, and yeah, it's a good community, good vibes. As you can tell from this flag, I'm from New Zealand. Nah, really, I'm from Victoria in Australia. Melbourne is my closest city, but like I'm from like a dairy farming sort of community, like west of Melbourne. Another question for the peeps out there. One one thing I can't stand is New Year's resolutions. They fucking shit me. It's like, yeah, I just feel like most people, they'll make them and then they'll break them within a week. So I'm just, yeah, if anyone's out there, what's your New Year's resolution if you have one? And yeah, is it gonna last? Have you had any New Year's resolutions over the years that have lasted? I just feel like it's one of those things that's like every year you hear it, and like, yeah, most people will start one. It's general. It always seems to be like fitness based. Like, oh, I want to get more toned, or I want to lose 5 kilos, or what. I want to be able to run 5 kilometers in this. Like, it's just it generally seems like it's like, yeah, physical sort of like journey sort of stuff, and like, yeah, most people break it within a week. But yeah, it'd be good to hear if anyone out there's made one over the years and kept to it. As that, as Adam from Mercy Beers said, he made one a few years ago. His was that he never wants to make a New Year's resolution again, and he hasn't done one since. Anyway, I might end it here just because to be honest, I don't know whether it's streamed live, so that would be a good thing to know that. But yeah, it's just like no one's around. Just like, the interaction would be rad because then I know that like it's working and everything's cool. But yeah, it's like it's just that time where it's tough to tell. No one's around. Like, I don't know whether it's actually working or not. But if it is, that's rad. That's all I want. And then you're gonna see more of me. So Yeah. Anyway, cheers. I'll go one more sippy and then call it quits. Cheers, peeps.